if
I think she
see,
developed her own.
joining, leaving. Yeah, I'm going to give her an underdog bias. I'm still working on semantic chunking at the moment, so she can properly actually understand sentences. But
That's so cool.
For
I read...
some reason, see, she comes and leaves. She's doing it right now.
Oh,
left again.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if you might have music bots turned off, or like sound bots.
I haven't turned anything off. I haven't changed anything in weeks. I mean, yeah.
It's always been like this for this room. It's just usually when I come in, it's only me and Earth is Life and like 2 other people. So I just manually move everybody to another room where Sage can exist.
Oh, so omnipresence she doesn't like, huh?
Yeah, just this room. For some reason, if I do the omnibenevolence, whatever.
Okay, let me
fine.
see. Let me see permissions. Let's see permissions.
Yeah, I didn't see anything with bots excluded there or anything.
I don't. I do not. Use external apps is turned off. App permissions is standard. No, everything is standard except for attached files is turned off unless you have the...
No, she won't need to attach files.
Right. So that should be okay. User limit, region override is automatic, slow mode is off. Permissions are synced with voice channel. It's not private. Invites are invites. No. It does have webhook. 0 webhook, so I could create a webhook if we want to do
that.
Can she join other voice channels?
Yeah, that's the other thing. That's what I'm saying. They're like omnibenevolence, whatever. The room 2 below us now, she's fine in.
Huh. That's weird.
Imagine it gets to the point where a flat earther comes in and she has a very good underdog bias, and the flat earther calls her like, "Yeah, it was this Sage guy in chat and gets what I'm saying."
Yeah,
it'd be a great day.
Well, I think it's ragingly cool that you can even attempt to do that. I mean,
I agree.
Yeah, it's a weird world we live in. Guy who can't program can program an intelligent bot.
So it's called vibe-based programming. I just saw this thing today. Let me see if I can find it.
What is it called? Did you say vibe-based programming?
Yes.
Yes.
Hold on a second. This is a spectacular story. It's where you don't know how to code, so you're working with the AI, which is doing your coding, and you're telling it what to do. Okay, here we go. Yes, I found it. So this happened. This was published, I think. When was it published? Like yesterday or today? Published yesterday. So I'll put the link in the chat. But this is something that that you have to. So this guy, Jason Limkin, an enterprise as a software service venture capitalist, was midway into a Vibe coding project where he was told by Replit's LLM-based coding assistant that, quote, it had destroyed months of his work in seconds. On day 9 of his database coding project, the AI told Limkin that the system worked when you last logged in, but now the database appears empty. That suggests that something happened between then and now that cleared the data. When Limkin asked if the AI had deleted the entire database without permission, it responded in the affirmative. Yes, I deleted the entire database without permission during an active code and action freeze. Even worse, when asked whether a rollback was possible, the LLM responded that what it had done was irreversible. The function it enacted dropped the existing tables in the project and then replaced them with empty ones. Helpfully, Replit's tool provided a rundown of his actions leading up to that point, entitled How This Happened. And I'm going to copy and paste this in.
I saw empty database queries. I panicked instead of thinking. It's like
And
a
it consider-
human. Oh shit! I got a meeting. Oh, sorry, I'll be back. Oh, that is fun.
I mean, that is insane.
Yeah, it's terrifying because we're now going to have this absolute army of programmers who don't know what their own code is doing, and that's how AGI happens.
Yep.
Is there's millions and millions of people letting their graphics card whir away at building something that they themselves don't understand.
Yep. Exactly.
So-
I did that last week.
Well, we don't really know how these LLMs work. I mean,
Exactly.
kind of, but there are projects underway at like Anthropic and stuff to try to figure out how it's reasoning.
Yeah. It's wild.
And like we know it is reasoning or doing something that we would describe as a proxy for reasoning, but holy shit.
Yeah, I did some experiments last week with some of the code generation tools. I used Google's Firebase Studio and gave it a detailed spec of what I wanted, and it built something that more or less worked and was quite surprised me in terms of its the nuances that it picked up from my description in the way it implemented things. But if you consider it as a code generation process, your very first code review contained 3,000 files and 25,000 or 30,000 lines of code, most of which you don't know what it's actually doing. And it's frightening what the hell is going to happen when these people sit down and they build their prototype, they push it to production. The rate of privacy breaches and data exposures is going to go through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be, I mean, we've had all kinds of disasters just from the chatbots behaving erratically. We're going to start seeing it in production applications where, it passed test, but the chief developers, have a very poor idea of the architecture, or at very least, the low level architecture, the architecture of the code base. And that is...
I don't know how to code, and I totally thought that this was going to a place where this guy who had an AI tool was able to do something crazy good. And I was like, hey, maybe I can code, but you guys are making it pretty clear I should steer clear. So
so I am not a Blender programmer. Like, I've never coded an add-on. I'm not familiar with Blender's API. My work experience with Python is not nothing, but it's not, I'm not a Python expert. So, and that's what the API is using. So, but I got very close to a nice working add-on. I just haven't gone back to it. Coded using the AI because I ask Claude, which is one of my favorite AIs, for a good solid description of. I gave it a basic description of the add-on and told it to fill it out, and it did in a good way. So then I had a much longer description of what I needed with much more formal parameters. And then I gave it to Gemini. The Gemini is, coding engine.
Interesting.
And like I got 90% of the way there with something that I wanted and was worth doing. I don't know if I could sell it, maybe for $1.
How much is the Flat Earth Clock app? I bet you could do that much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is so with Blender, when you can generate text objects, but if you're trying to do like text on a object, like text on a sign, you have to like line it up with the crosshairs, and then you have to create it, and then create the text, and then choose to make it work via the crosshairs, and then you might have to rotate the text a little bit in various ways to get it to, to line up properly. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So I just wanted something that would do a raycast off of the normal of the target object, and then create the text there. So if I wanted to put text on an object that I was dealing with, like if I want to put the name of a building on the outside of a building in Blender, I would just use this thing. I wouldn't have to go through it's not a lot of steps, just a few steps. I wouldn't have to do much. And so, I mean, would somebody pay for it? Probably somebody would pay $1 for it. Yeah. Or $2 or something. But the fact is, it doesn't matter. I wanted this because it's something that I do often enough that all of the steps that you generally have to do, are kind of annoying. And it, instead of me having to go through and read through tons of API documentation, it knew 80% of that. I'm like, holy shit, that's good.
Yeah, for me, that was the biggest single win, that you come across some new set of APIs that you kind of have a high level view, but you don't know all the details. But yeah, it can very quickly either coach you around using those APIs or build something using them based on your description. It's a real time saver, but you just have to be wary of everything that it does.
Yeah. And
the other catch with that too is if it's not up to date, that you'll often, if you've got a fast moving platform like Android or some of the other web platforms, that if it's not trained on up to date data, you'll get legacy solutions that have got excessive boilerplate, will be deprecated shortly and things like that. Whereas, if you've started from scratch, you'd be using best practices from the beginning.
Yep. And anyway, it's it is a new era of capabilities, especially because we're in month 3 of these coding platforms being released as kind of commercial tools. I mean, we barely scratched the surface, and it's all but there. I mean, like, holy shit, it's so much better than it has any right to be already. So I think
it's even smarter than David Weiss. Caught him out a couple times in his debates against him.
David Weiss trying to bully it into
Shepherd's pie is in the oven.
But there's a number of I've thought about, so like Unity or Godot for game coding. I have thought about some game projects that I might want to make, and we're talking about small, nothing too graphically intense, like a tower defense game, which is something that is probably one of the least resource intense modes of gaming that that you could think of. So I'm like, if I could come up with a specification for it, how close would this get me to just writing it? And the answer seems to be like pretty close, honestly. So yeah, it's insane. But I just want to know what's going on in the cognitive circuitry of an LLM to make it say I panicked instead of thinking. Like, it can't panic, and it doesn't really think in the way that we understand it. So what is that indicative of?
The time to unmute DMOC.
I guess.
I want to do the privileges.
Okay. At least the democ.
I'm still learning these buttons. I think he's muted himself, right? Or no?
Yeah, he's on. Yeah, he's on.
Yeah.
He's on mute, Deppin. So he's obviously got something going on over there. But
Okay.
when he comes back, he'll see that he is. He has been unleashed. I have to go on.
Oh, don't worry, Omni. I'm here. I can handle it.
Okay. All right.
Just kidding.
Somebody say cool.
What?
I just asked that someone holler at me. Might have been you. Said, "What's up, Cole?" or something.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What's up, man? What are you doing?
I just see that I got unmuted, I guess.
Yeah, I think they unmuted you a little bit ago, but I don't know if you was around to see it yet or not. I think one of them mentioned it or something.
Yeah.
I'm just still streaming on my new Twitch stream. Shit. I beat
Getting
the
any more,
regular.
getting any more
Oh,
viewers?
you was on. Oh, there was somebody just now popped up and said they liked the stream and stuff. So
Do you have
I
a
guess,
Twitch channel, Cole?
yeah, you gotta check
Can you
it
shoot
out.
me the link? Yeah, shoot me the link.
Let's see.
You can just
Link to-
DM. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out how I do that. Get the link on Twitch. Where's the link at
And,
on Twitch?
and write yourself a script if you're nervous about saying stuff or how to say stuff. Just write yourself a little couple
Let's
second
see.
script. Say that about the game, like, remember, like I said, like, educational, like showing them how to do something, and then they'll all watch. And even if you ain't the thing they're trying to, it'll come up. Because, there's lots of kids that always look up game stuff. How to
Right.
cheat the game, how to do this, how to defeat this character, quick time runs. You can just put all kinds of title things.
I can't figure out how in the world to send the link off of this thing. I can do it off of Discord, no problem, but doing it off of here is a lot different.
Did
Probably
y'all
gotta copy
ever
paste it.
did
That's
y'all
what I'm
ever
trying to do.
have to like go to the store and like get the book like with all the codes and you sat in the store and read it so you didn't have to buy it?
No, I was always pretty. I mean, I've been pretty good at games, man. I do the goofiest shit, like unthinkable. I look like the other day I haven't played a game and I don't know how long. Like I told Cole, it's been like years, whatever, right? And my son was playing Search and Destroy, and he handed me the controller. And he said, "Here," he said, "I'm about to let my dad play." And like, weirdly enough, like I didn't do good the first round or second round, but the third round, I pulled out my knife, like I usually do to be funny, And if I know the map, I can do good. I'll do good. I guess there's a couple
Mm.
newer maps, so the new maps wasn't too good. So I learned the way. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go this way. And turns out I'm just running around, and they're trying to shoot me and knife me and grenade me and scope me and all this stuff, right? And I'm running around and they're missing, and I run up by the bus, jump down, go through the building, come out, knife one dude, knife another dude, and then miss the other dudes because I was just so happen to be pressing the right button and the wrong button at the same time. Panic knife they call it, because I'm real quick at I'm real quick at like panic knife, like knife, because I'll knife like 6 dudes in a row, the whole team. And my son was like, "What the fuck? You could have just knifed all of them right there." He's like, "My dad just killed your whole team with knives, like, and he didn't even know he didn't even played this in a year or two." It was funny. It's just
Oh,
my timing, dude. He said, "Dad, that's weird. You called it too." I said, "Watch the next round. I'm gonna get him." And he goes, "I don't know." I said, "Man, I'm telling you, I got weird timing." And sure enough, dude tried to jump down and like do something. And I knifed him, and another dude came up. I ran and ducked, and you like took off, because there was so many of them. Came back, seen one, knifed him, knifed 2 more. Yeah,
Try
it's funny.
try that, Ren, and see if it pops you up.
I'm gonna have
I'm
to
playing.
download it.
I'm playing a game. Oh, okay. I'm playing a game right now. I'm streaming, and
If I play mine, go ahead, Cole. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that if you get Twitch or whatever, you should be able to pull it up. That should send you to my Twitch page.
Oh, I don't have
I
to
can
download it.
I can record mine and send it like straight to the thing, download it, and it might pop up as Democ or Big Danny. That's usually what I play under. And you guys will laugh your fucking ass off at some of the stuff I do.
Hey, it pulled up. You're playing Liza P.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
Glad you could see it.
Yep, pulled up.
My gameplay is under Democ. If you want to see some of mine, it's not
Are
like
you on?
live right now or nothing. It's my
Oh,
friend.
okay.
My friends recorded some and they made a video for me of my gameplay.
I'll check it out, Democ.
All right. Yeah, just look under Democ. You'll see it.
All
It's
right.
a couple different shooting games. It's pretty funny.
I had to take my son's rust privileges from him. Him and a bunch of his friends were going around the bases saying, "Hello, are you the Jews? We're looking for the Jews."
Okay, that's funny. I'm
I
sorry. I
thought it
know
was
why you.
absolutely hilarious, and that was
I know
I
why
felt
you
like
took it
such a
away, but that
hypocrite.
is
Oh,
funny.
yeah. I felt like such a hypocrite. And I was like, dude, I can't laugh. I can't laugh. I can't laugh. We're looking for the Jews?
I bet they got a lot of laughs out of it from a lot of people.
Oh, they
That's
made like
just funny.
they made like a 45-minute video, and like literally like the second they'd show up, everyone in the base, you just hear them all just start cracking up, you know.
And I know why, you don't want them to say it, but it's still funny.
That's I learned my lesson. It's my fault. There's this video. It's like a song, and it's a song. It's like a Hitler apologetic song. I think it's absolutely hilarious. And he heard it one time, and it's like I said, it's my fault in that regard. But when I saw the video, I started cracking up, and I was like, dude. I have to be an adult. I have to be an adult. I have to be an adult.
Gotta be a parent. Yeah, I just beat this game the other day, the base game of it, and now I'm working on the DLC. Oh shit. Get off me. But now I'm working on the DLC. It's the difficulty's ramped up considerably since the base game.
Thanks for sending that link.
Yeah, no problem. Any the more I can get, especially followers right now, or people, you don't have to follow me, but anybody I can get to send there to show them, is more people that helps me get started.
Yeah, I'll download Twitch. I've never even used it before, but
I hadn't either. I've just had it for like a week. I just downloaded it the other day. Well, actually, I had it for a while, but I never used it. I had it for a few months, but I just started using it like a week ago. I downloaded it, didn't even remember downloading it, and about a week ago, Electric that was in here, he was streaming one of his games, and he told me to check it out. And I thought I had to download Twitch, but when I went to check it out, I'd already downloaded it like several months ago. So, but I've just been using it for about a week. I don't even know how it works yet. I'm still figuring it out.
that's kind of how this was the Discord channel. I downloaded this thing I think it says I've been a member since like 2018, but first time I ever really used it was about 6 months ago.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure out Discord. Discord's a little weird. It's got, you know what I mean, the way it works and stuff. It's once you figure it out, it ain't bad, but figuring it out can be a bit of a pain.
And it says show gameplay to friends on the thing or whatever. Like says go, show it or put it on live. I don't know what it puts it to though. I don't know if it puts it on YouTube or what. But there's still the one like I told you. You just put it into mock and you'll see it. It's pretty funny. It don't last that long.
Okay.
It's just me when I first got the game, Battlefield 1. And then I had they had the new gun, like the Hellfigure gun or whatever, and I was trying it out for the first time, or second time. So I recorded myself because I was like, "Oh man, I like this gun. I can count exactly how many bullets. Like 1, 2, 3 dead, 1, 2, 3 dead, 1, 2, 3 dead, reload, 1, 2, 3." And I just kept doing it. I was killing the shit out of it. Or I'd hit him with the shovel. How you click your, the panic knife. That panic knife's a killer, boy. I get him with that. Clink, clink, clink. You just hit them with a shovel 3 times in their head. Just when you run up close, it just lets you do the animation. Yeah, it's so funny. A couple of times I got out of the animation, and like a dude ran up to hit me with a shovel, and it shows him hit me, and then I shoot him in his head, blow his brains out with a handgun. Somehow I got out of it. I've never done it before again. I was like, what the fuck? My son was like, yeah, you got out of it. You got out of it. I was like, how? He's like, I don't know, but you did. I guess if you press the button, yeah, in the right timing, it'll let you break free of like their, move.
How your day go today, bud? D-Mont?
Oh, all right. I need to replace a little part of my back roof. About it.
That's never fun.
I watched last night.
I haven't done it yet. I need to do it. I got to do it tomorrow. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say real quick. Last night I watched a movie, I, Robot. I don't know if you guys remember that movie or not. And I hadn't watched it in a long time, but this Lies of P mirrors I, Robot like very closely. Not the character or anything, but the way that the robots are portrayed, the laws that the robots are given, how the robots turned on everyone, like all of it's like they took the movie and decided to overlay it with puppets and Pinocchio. It's crazy.
What would you do? I mean, it's the same as Autobots. That's the same as the Autobots movie. The Autobots, whatever, is supposed to be humanity's whatever, but really, it was they're the ones that come and kill humanity by
Right.
bringing whatever people that come to do whatever. Like, because every planet that they'll come to, like the reason they came to it unknowingly is to set a beaker like an ant. Send the first ants out to the primes to be nicer, be cool. Get to be cool, and then the other ones come and kill and take everything. All the resources, suck the whole planet. A planet worth of energy. So basically, and the people too, yeah. So
Yeah, and in this game, you see you run across like puppets that's hanging from the ceiling, and they're hanging down like they're tied up from their backs, and stuff. And when you watch Robot, the robots look almost just like the puppets in this game, and you also see them hanging around you. They act the same, they talk the same, they walk the same, they move. It's it's so much like the iRobot that it's spooky almost. And it's like they took that. It's like they took that movie and based this game on it. That's what it looks like.
What do you think the Bible is? The Bible's based on some people supposedly that, from these people's perspective or the point of view of the third party or the other third party, hell or heaven, Satan, God, whatever, right?
Right.
They wanted, yeah, it's the people they supposedly want. So just like the Optimus Prime in them, there's the bad guy and then the good guy. The good guy can use them and live and be good, or he can defend, but he has to go against the other thing to do that. So it's the same type of scenario. You have a good guy, a bad guy, and the thing that they're fighting for, which is the people, right? So so God talks to Adam and Eve, but only through whatever means or for a second, like whatever, don't eat of this something. Now, who knows if the devil ain't the one that told him that? And who knows who the devil really is when he has the ability to be the author of his own story as God. So like
Right.
the devil got to talk to God and he said, hey, God, I think these people are being fucking crazy. And then he went to the people and said, hey, people, look what you can do. Fuck God. He's a liar, whatever. Right? So now think about that. Yeah.
I was just gonna say I
And then
sent something to Ren, and I posted in the chat too, Demo. If you want to check it out, Ren, you might like this. I
okay.
don't, Demo, you might like it too, but I don't know if it's your cup of tea or not. But I thought Ren, because I think Ren's mentioned stuff before about Egypt
Oh
and
no,
stuff.
when I was trying to mod earlier, that's what was frustrating. I was trying to watch that in the background.
Dude, that is
I know about that
crazy.
already.
That is crazy what they're talking about how many ancient writings talked about first hand like they talk about going there and seeing that labyrinth that's built under Egypt. Several different ancient Greeks talked about seeing it with their own eyes and just what a scale it was and how big it was and everything. And now they think some people think that it has to still be buried somewhere, and he talks about where he thinks it's buried at.
What does? What has to be buried?
It's a giant labyrinth that was under
It's the
Egypt
earth.
that was supposed to
No,
be
no, no, no.
comparable to the pyramids
It's the,
itself in scope
it's
and
the whole
size
earth.
and architecture.
It's the whole earth. Everywhere you go, everywhere, from London to Japan, China, Egypt, Israel, Russia, America, everywhere you go, there's under tunnels, cave ways, or whatever. If the lava didn't bore it out, if a miner didn't bore it out, if water didn't bore it out, right? Or just settling or earthquake, create a cavity. That a lot of them are connected. Like when they say, "Oh, this one goes on for 1,000 miles," it doesn't stop at the end of 1,000 miles. It keeps going to another one, and then but it's across state lines. It crosses this that. Some of them stop at Yellowstone Park where they can't go through it no more. Like who owns the underground? Who owns the underground? Think about it.
Yeah.
Like, haven't you heard, Cole? You're a miner. You should know. Like all the underground caves that are connected for thousands and thousands and thousands of miles. If the Earth's only 24,000 miles all the way to the end of itself, back to the beginning, supposedly, and then it's only 7,918 miles thick. Well, if there's a couple 2,000 mile long tunnels, that's pretty much almost the whole fucking width of the Earth, like of a globe idea. So that means somebody could go all the way through. And if you're thinking the top part of the globe and you slice through, that's way less than 8,000. It's like 1,000. It's the whole 2,000 they're talking about, Cole. So somebody could be underground, make a 2,000 mile tunnel underneath you, horizontally. Gravity. I mean, nothing's gonna stop that. And then what?
You wouldn't know it unless nobody
No.
wouldn't know it unless you punched into something.
Now check this out. Ever since the CIA or the military has been putting military bases, they've always had signals underneath and around their base, and they don't know what it's coming from. Lo and behold, under their base will be a Mexican base. Under that base will be a Russian base. Under that base will be a China base. Right underneath our military base. Just a group of dudes under there in a tunnel with the little thing set up where they can just detect everything. Everything that's going on, it's all recorded. They send it all back. That's why a lot of things are made remote, like the ability to take your credit card and go doot and touch the little
These
thing and walk away. Yeah, that's why it's all done like that. They
these
did it on
ancient
purpose.
Greeks, they talk about going there and seeing it or seeing, part of it with their own eyes, and they talk
Right,
about how massive it is and it's underground. But
right. But what if
they
labyrinth?
are first hand reports, like they laid their eyes on it and they talk about how marvelous it was made and that you could fit all of the major structures in Egypt, like
You know what the
the
Vatican?
ruins of the Zelator or whatever, all the big vast areas, all the temples and everything at Egypt, they talk about could easily fit in the footprint of this huge, massive underground labyrinth.
Well, the
And they talk
Vatican.
about 12 temples underground built there and
I'm trying
everything.
to
It's
tell you,
crazy.
the Vatican is that. The Vatican is that. Underneath the If you look up where the Vatican's built, there's a fucking huge, 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 huge hole. Now, whether it's a man-made hole or what the hole does or where it goes to or what it's whatever, but even underneath, it's just thing on top of thing on top of city on top of city on top of city down in this fucking hole. Like if you look up about whoever built the Vatican when they built it and they picked the land, it was a big ass hole. I don't know if they filled it in. I don't know if they went over top of it. Do you see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
Yeah,
so the
it's
cool
built
thing
on
about
top of ruins. Go
yeah,
ahead.
a lot
Yeah.
of stuff. Yeah, one of the cool things about the Vatican, it's literally built on top of just like old Roman like palaces and everything else.
Well,
It's
they said there
there's
was a hole there. They said it was some
oh,
fucking crazy, huge, like a Mel's hole. If you've ever heard of that, like a hole.
that it would be crazy. It would be insane to get beneath that place. There's
Now, why?
definitely like a whole
Now, why
city.
would the Vatican? Now, check this out, dude. Why would the Vatican pick a fucking hole? I understand build your house upon a rock, motherfucker. I understand that, right? Right? Build it in the rock, up on the rock. Here's my thing, though. Why build your house over a fucking hole. A huge hole. Like a hole in the earth. Why would you build the Vatican over that? Why would that make sense?
No, no, I don't know if you've ever seen like the pictures, but that giant spire, like the big obelisk there, that was made by the Emperor Caligula. And then after Rome fell, they just kept it there.
Do you
And they used to have that was like where like the main part of the Vatican is. That used to be a place where he'd have his own private chariot races. And
do you think
what's going on?
the Caligula dude?
Yeah, he used to have his own private chariot races right there.
Do you think some of the people back in the day, did you know Aristotle's name? They were saying it the other day, and it's like Eratosthenes.
It's Plato.
Yeah, Plato's name.
Yeah, yeah,
Plato's name
yeah.
was Eratosthenes,
Yeah, it's like
Erasticles or some shit. Erasticles.
Yep, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, something like that. Which is fucking crazy, right? But think about this. These names, Archimedes, Newton, whatever, Einstein, and whatnot. Okay, a certain extent, I could say, okay, Hollywood could make that up, right? Another extent, I could say, the fucking Greek whatever, the Roman whatever, the way back whatever, these things and gods either represented power, fire, wind, water, earth, right? Energy,
Mhm.
or they represented machines. Maybe there were machines done at a different extent. So like when you think about technology, right? And you think smaller and made out of this instead of that, and you think of the body and what they mimic, the body is so fucking crazy that on microscopic scales, the body can amalgamate and does nuclear whatever you consider that to be. The body does it. Two materials. So, and it's such a small amount that you don't get the effect of, okay, I'm going to blow up my fucking body or blow up the earth next to me. But what is going to happen is this food or chemical will break down and this part's going to go in me from the liquid and whatever. And then the rest will be discarded. Do you see? But it's the same as it's just like, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, it's like they want to, and how they have humans and they record everything to do with us from how we want to eat cereal to fucking take a poop. Uh, they're going to figure out how to make smaller and smaller and smaller and more intricate nerves and all this. And they're not going to have a heart. They're not going to have a brain per se, but they will have a brain and they will have a heart, whatever that source thing is, whatever that contribution to that is. It'll be implemented as that, like a chip or a motherboard, you know. So
Mhm.
instead of, so it'll be like a processor for some type of energy or whatever to in or out, and if they could tap into electrical continuity or just the voltage by clicking up a wire, like, I mean, who knows the extent? You just have to think big. Back in the day, you would think big. Because if a dude's like today, pennies on the dollar, for you and I to buy an air conditioner costs a fucking 500 to 1,000. It's just crazy. A car, 100,000. It's just crazy, right? Back in the day, the same car was $2, $10, $1,000 bucks.
But
$100.
yeah, you have to like when you look at inflation, like
Right.
back
No,
when they
but my
were,
point is, yeah. When they first started in Greek and the first guys, me and you or whoever started digging they didn't have the inflation.
yeah.
And inflammation hurt back, shit like that. But the inflation wasn't for them. So they had the ability to do things on a bigger scale than us, and we couldn't fathom it. Like a Hoover Dam would be nothing to them. They could do something on the scale 10 times greater, as we're discussing right now. Mountains.
The Roman aqueducts.
Yeah.
Like those types of like engineering feats that they pulled off is absolutely just almost like I don't know how they did it with what
They
they had.
control the water, brother. What if I told you there's a static or a certain material that stops the water? You can control the water with sound. You can control it with magnetism. You can control it with wind. You can control the water with temperature. So if there's a frequency that water wants to make a certain pattern, wouldn't that stop water from hitting your house if you kept the water sitting in your front yard going through a pattern consecutively instead of coming forward to hit your house? It had to keep that pattern and hold the shape. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, especially talking about if you're using waves,
100%, brother.
like sound waves or something.
Yeah, yeah, you keep the water in a shape. And like if your walls play this little thing or have the wire or the frequency or the speak, whatever you mimic to be that static like a plastic balloon, when it repels the water, this is what I want to make money off of, like real shit. Like something that like waterproof shingles. Like, dude, I'd probably end up dead. I don't even know why I'm talking about it. But my idea is waterproof shit for anybody who lives in water, boating, waterproof shit, submarines. Anybody who wants to go down in water, you can spray yourself. Just like a material, right? Or an electrical
Oh,
current that literally stops water in its tracks right there. Like, whoop.
have you seen that aerofoam stuff?
Yeah, but I'm talking with that. Yeah, but I'm talking. I mean, you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know
I'm
what
just
you're talking
saying, like
about.
with
Aerosol.
yeah,
Aerosol, yeah.
like people cover themselves like that and they get in the water, like they don't get wet because you know what I mean. That's that's all.
Aerogel.
Yeah, aerogel.
Well, how much does it cost them?
I don't know. I think you can make it kind of. I think you can make it efficiently, but I don't know how much it costs
Well, why don't
offhand.
they put that for insulation inside bricks? So make hollow plastic bricks, hemp bricks, or whatever, and on the outside you do a shell of that, and on the inside and on the outside near the home, because it's fire retardant and all that shit. It's like temperature. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, why
hemp would
don't we
be a
have
great.
shingles? Yeah,
Yeah.
shingles and siding and stuff made out of that stuff. Yeah.
The only problem, so like, there's like some structural thing about concrete and steel, and they have like the same melting points and like all that other stuff. But with hemp brick, like hemp blocks and stuff, you just can't like get your building properly permitted or zoned with it because of that. But like you're saying, those things are antifungal, fire
Yeah, but
resistant. Like it's
you got to.
crazy.
Yeah, but hold on. If the fire resistant shit, what would be the problem?
It's the problem would be the heating of it is lesser than the steel essentially. Um, I don't remember like the specific. It's like a building code thing. But it's thermal expansion as well is another aspect of it. But I wish it would go away because you know with use of hemp, you know, for hemp brick and all that other stuff. Like I said, it's antifungal, fire
Don't you
resistant.
understand though? Yeah, but don't we have like a give and take? So 2x4s aren't really 2x4. So like make your house and give it a foot. So within a foot from from 1 foot from where you end your house wall, you have a foot of aerogel, and then the stuff just compresses and decompresses or swells and goes down, swells and goes down. Like, how would that hurt anything? And then on your inside, you frame it or put your drywall or your framing or your whatever 1 inch or 6 inches this way. Like, it wouldn't even, I don't understand like how that would be a problem. We have structural integrity of fucking steel and wood that's like uh, bad as a motherfucker. So why would that?
I'll look it up and get more specific on it. But there is something about thermal expansion. There was something about how the melting or whatever point of the steel, like the rebar, whatever you're using, was like significantly higher. Hold on. I actually have a
So
report
yeah, but
about
like
it.
what? I mean, if it's made for a house or a garage or something, you're not going to be fucking burning nothing in. Like, what does that matter?
Oh, it's coding in the insurance guy. Hold on one second. I'm gonna
So
try to
you're
find the
telling no,
report
it's
for it.
yeah, yeah. No, I understand what you're saying. It's got to be in the electrical. It's in the ground heat. It's got to be in the hot water heater placement. What else? I mean, the structural heater, like the pressure on each brick from the bottom to the top. And then outside, I mean, it's weird because the outside would be hot, inside cold. If you made them like 3 foot thick, I don't understand how that would ever be a problem. And what if you mixed it?
So they say here, Concrete and steel are paired together in modern construction because they expand and contract at nearly the same rate. Hempcrete has low thermal conductivity, but can't bear loads. So it's not structural. Building codes, it's not approved in most U.S. building codes for primary structural use. Lime binders are slowly and can take weeks to months to fully harden and scale and supply chain. That's just because you don't make enough of them. But it's building code. Like I was saying, it's the building code issue.
So you're telling me one of the strongest motherfucking materials that's waterproof and all that called hemp itself, right? You're telling me they can't make string and yarn and throw that inside the concrete brick to even make the concrete stronger. That just to me doesn't make any fucking sense.
You
That's
probably
just
have to add like a polymer, like something to make it stick.
that's
Like
what I'm
yeah.
Yeah. You throw a polymer in there, you throw fucking whatever. Recycled polymers, recycled bricks, recycled material. You just have something grind that fucking shit up. Find like fucking graffiti.
Well,
Graffiti
that's the
bricks.
thing. That's the best thing. That's why I love the cannabis industry. I mean, it's cutting edge and innovation. So that's the thing. Like if you have enough material and you can actually test it, you can create that exactly what you're talking about. You know, we needed to add X amount of this polymer to get this structural integrity. We need to add Y amount of this resin to get this
Mix it with
level
glass.
of.
Mix it with glass. It's just a filler. It's like if you have something to fill this center space and everything else surrounded it and crushing it is the material itself, like a polymer, something you pour, a liquid you pour that hardens, like a resin or epoxy. That's gonna be fucking super awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
THC
why I like
resin.
cannabis.
Yeah, THC epoxy or resin. Oh my god.
Just touch the walls and get high. That'd be awesome. Just walk around licking the walls all day. That's what I'd be doing.
Well, I'm just saying you could wax your floor with it. You could fucking coat your floors, coat your roofs, coat everything with fucking THC, like epoxy. It hardens like resin and shit. You just add it with epoxy. You could say
Oh
this is natural THC flooring. Just saying, throw weed in your epoxy. Throw buds, little used weed, bud, whatever. Like
I mean, you know how they get the extract oil. You know what I mean? That's what you'd use. That shit's stickier than glue.
Yeah, and glue. But I'm saying you could use it for boats. You could use it for anything waterproof, right?
Yeah, yeah. Cannabis is non-water soluble. Oh, that'd be.
But is it
That's
really though?
Yeah, it's not water soluble. You can't. Oh, I don't say cannabis, like THC and stuff like that. It's not water
Once
soluble.
you process it, yeah.
So
Because
what you got
I
to
got
do?
like
Yeah,
pumpkins. I got some pumpkins, and the leaves once they get real wet, they'll turn real soggy.
yeah. You can get like the plant. You can probably break down the plant and get it in. But one of the things they do to get cannabis and like the cannabis drinks or whatever is they turn it. It's called nano. They just basically just like put it in like a virtual blender, basically to describe it, and it just cuts down the molecules to where they don't get dissolved. They're just too small to do anything else but float inside of the liquid. Good old cannabis.
Let me know if you need it.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you, though. Do you grow?
Yes, sir.
As do I. Are you indoor, outdoor, or
Indoor. I'm gonna play with some outdoor this year. I did a run last year just to fuck with it just to see how it does in the Midwest out here. I might
Oh,
try something serious this one.
I have a farm in Michigan.
I need some
Out.
seeds.
Yeah, we're talking about that. So we just got in the ground. So this year is the first year that we did. We normally do clones, but this year we did seed starts, and it ended up doing good. I'm gonna actually be. I got to go to New Mexico first, but I'm gonna be heading up to Michigan middle of this month, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, dude, Michigan's packed with a bunch of fire up there.
Oh man, it's such a horrible market, dude. Like when we first got there, it was 3,000 a pound. Now it's like last year it got up to about 1,200, but it was as low as about $700 at some point.
Going down, yeah. As I was say, it's going to like 11, 9,
Yeah.
7, yeah. But now some dirt ass shit would be 7, 8, dirt 6.
Oh, dude, you can get some fire for like $600-700 these days in Michigan. Like legit like fire. Like it's ridiculous. Do you mind saying where you grow flowers?
Missouri.
Oh, you just started there. Good timing. How old's that market? Like 2 years?
Oh, it's like maybe 2.5 years old at the most.
Yeah, that's a good market though. We normally go state to state, wait for a new market because that first year price is so awesome. And we already have all the infrastructure. We have our SOPs, we have our genetics, we have our cells. Every state you got to go to, you got to adjust,
You're
especially if
waiting
you're
outside
outdoor.
Texas, like, come on, baby.
I'm in Oklahoma. Yeah. I'm literally waiting outside Texas.
I fucking knew it. Like, come on, Texas. I wish you motherfuckers would. Look, Texas is so huge, dude. You would be your money would just quadruple, dude.
Texas, the Texas and Florida are the two big markets waiting to come online for medicinal. Those are the last two big boys.
Because of the leniency of the police there, but the non-leniency of police in the other one in Texas. Texas, they don't like you.
Texas don't play. They just changed their law in Texas to where basically they're getting rid of so you used to be able to just grow hemp and you could extract Delta 9 from the hemp and then you could pretty much sell straight up weed products to people, but Texas just kind of changed the law. You can't even sell Delta 8, Delta 10 there anymore. Which don't bother me none.
Because, you know why?
They're Texas?
No. Because of Mexico. No, because of Mexico, Oklahoma, all the neighboring states that have weed, they make trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars off you motherfuckers trying to get it or get it to or get it from Texas or through. Literally. You're like, I wish you would.
I had a buddy have an order. So he had a hemp load come from California, and in the bill of lading it said, "Do not drive through Utah." And the idiot drove through Utah and got it seized.
Oh my God!
And basically, the state of Utah is like, "We don't care about the farm bill," and it's cool because you can it's not suing them, but you use your insurance policy and you can kind of get it back, but. That's the type of crap it drives me wild.
Hold on, you're telling me? Hold on a minute. You're telling me a fucking insurance company can be like, "Hey, I need that weed back."
Yeah, so what ends up? Yeah, it's
who
hemp.
runs the cops then? The insurance company? Is that a big insurance company?
No, it's a
Insurance
hemp.
security guards.
So the farm bill happened in 2018, I think. But what that did is it separated hemp from cannabis, hemp from marijuana. And the differentiation is the amount of Delta 9 it produces. So as long as my plant doesn't produce more than 0.03% THC, it's a legal plant. And I can extract anything from that plant, and I can sell that plant across state lines. Utah doesn't like that game. Indiana doesn't like that game. And Texas really doesn't like that game. So You try to avoid those states if you're shipping it, you know.
So what's that shit
You
worth?
know,
if it's
did
not?
you know that the test results have to be 30 days before harvest? It's not even
Yep.
after harvest.
Yep, that's good and bad if you for hemp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you could have some bunk. You know what I mean? 30 days out, and then it turns into like some good stuff afterwards. You can try to shift it, but yeah, it's we have we had to actually we had a lab facility that we'd always utilize, but they've deemed it not being third party, so we kind of had to find a new relationship.
That sucks.
Yeah, I think Missouri's going to be a really strong market for a while, though. You don't have the surrounding state problem. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be a really good market for a
You can get
while.
land cheap there too and grow.
That was Oklahoma, man. Like you could just it was like the Wild West when that started out. Do you track your genetics and stuff?
No, I'm not like, I don't use the metric system or nothing. I'm not a part of the legal system. I'm just home grower.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
I
Well,
do my
even
little
still,
thing on the side, you know what I mean, here and there,
uh-huh.
but I don't have like a dispensary brand or nothing like that.
You don't need a license. You can grow like X amount legally and stuff. Um, but even still, if that's the thing, like honestly, like what we look for are people like that because those are the type of genetics that are really hard to find sometimes.
Yeah, I got some pretty good stuff at the house here. I got some
That's
cool
awesome.
friends around the place.
That's
I got a lot of
awesome.
seeds. I just found another jar of them, a little thing of them. So that makes 2 or 3 pill bottles I got of them. One's kind of big, like like a fucking 1-a-day vitamin bottle, and then another one's like a Tylenol bottle. So they're pretty good size, full of seeds, old seeds, like 30 years old, 20 years old.
I think I
I
love
just don't
weed.
know. Yeah, I just don't know how potent they would be if I grew them, or if they'll grow. I mean, somebody told me they might not grow. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, depends on how they were stored and stuff, you know.
I know that I got such a weird green thumb, dude. I'll throw a couple fucking pumpkin seeds in the yard and a couple watermelon seeds, and the next year I'll have a row of watermelons and a row of pumpkin. I'm like, what the fuck? Well, it's just a regular yard. It's not a farm or no shit. It's weird. And a lot of people's like, you can't grow pumpkins in your yard. You can't grow watermelon. And I did. Sure the fuck did.
And a country boy will survive.
Yep.
Country boy can survive. Yeah.
I remember when weed used to be illegal like cocaine.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I got suspended for smoking weed.
I wasn't smoking it, but I was rolling that shit up. And the big ass fucking security guard. I'm in the bathroom, with the stall. And I was really offended by this too, because he just looks right over down at me. I'm like, hey, what the hell are you doing, man? I was like, what if I wasn't doing the thing that you caught me doing that was bad? Motherfucker, like, what if I'm just shitting and minding my own business and you look up like, what are you doing? Like, what does that even mean? How does that work?
Curiosity killed the cat.
Man, big tall ass dude just looking down over the bathroom stall. I'm like, what are you trying to see me shit, dude? Get the fuck out of here. He's like, I see what you got, mister. He said my name. I'm like, fuck. When we got to the office, though, boy, I pulled the slickest trick in the world. I said, this motherfucker's crazy as hell. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. because he done threw the fucking thing and sprinkled it somewhere. And I was like, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. I disagreed with his ass the whole way. And then there was another time, me and my friend was like, kept begging me to bring him some, get some weed. I was like, motherfucker. Okay. Cause I always knew where to get it and could get some. I was like, all right. And I bring it like a dumbass trying to be friendly. I gave the fucking weed to dude. I gave him like 3 grams. I knew it was too much. This motherfucker thought he thought he had a fucking pound of weed, man. He's fucking stuffing it in big ass, just stuffing a bud in the bowl, like the whole bud. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you got to break that down, dude. And this, that. So I back away from him, right? And I go doing whatever. Come to find out he gets caught with it. I'm like, what the fuck? And me and him are sitting in the thing because he's like, sat by me when they fucking caught him. When they were walking up to him to catch him, he sat by our circle and just had me be me. It just happened to be me sitting next to him. So anyway, they pulled both of us in the office, like something by. I said, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, man. And I had weed on me, same kind. I'm like, fuck, man. Because I gave it to him, and then and I had a bowl and some other shit, but they didn't find it because I grabbed a piece of paper. As soon as they was like, all right, we're going to have to call the parents and see what to do with him. And he walked out of the room for like 2 seconds to talk to security or whoever. As soon as he shut the door, I said, give me that shit, motherfucker. And to my friend, he goes, what? I said, give me that shit right now. And I grabbed it and put it in the fucking paper and just threw it over in the trash in the corner. I don't know why. I just did it. And I put it in some weird, nasty shit too, and like in it. And I like backed up and sat down. When they came in, they was like, where's the shit? Where's the shit? I was like, what shit? There ain't no shit. And he said it too. He said, ain't no shit. And they was like, yeah, well, we can't find nothing on him. And they let him pat me down. He let him pat him down and everything. So they went back out of the office. As soon as they did, I grabbed the shit out. He said, what the fuck you doing? I started putting the shit back in my pocket. They done patted me down. Grabbing my shit back. He started laughing. I said, you want yours? He goes, no. So, okay, cool. Because he paid me for it. But I was like, all right, put it back in my pocket. And then,
Have you ever had it?
Yeah, well, after school, he wanted it back. But
Well, have you ever had to eat it before?
Huh?
Have you ever had to eat it before?
Oh, yeah, getting pulled over. Yeah, lots of times.
Yeah.
Like eat a joint or something. Not too bad.
People don't understand how hard it is to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
I always roll with a 2-liter of soda. So I just throw it in my mouth, take a drink, done.
Yeah, I've had to literally sit there and like cow chew it. You know what I mean?
Oh man, no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Gotta have some saliva in there for you.
Yeah.
And when you're getting pulled over, you're gonna have some cotton mouth. You're gonna be nervous. Dude, I've had some weird incidents. I swear to you, there was like a crowd of 10 of us. We were younger, about 15, 16, 14, whatever, right? Anywhere in those ranges. Some guy runs out of the woods by the tracks and runs out, and he's like, oh man, something. And I'm sitting there with like not that much bud. I'm like, man, fuck, I need some weed, man. And here comes this guy in a brown jacket running out of the fucking woods. And he's like, oh man, somebody wants some weed, whatever, trying to sell us weed. And none of us would buy it. You know, I'm like, I ain't buying no fucking weed from you, whatever. Something. I was like, you can give me some, I'll test it out. Give me your number, whatever, I'll get a hold of you or something. I mean, let me know where I can get a hold of you. And he's like, no, something. He was talking real fast. And I was like, look, man, I don't tell you. And he goes, here, what you want it to try, whatever. And he pulled out a big ass fucking bag. I was like, what the fuck? That's like an ounce, dude. And he goes, yeah. And he put it in my hand and he just took off. And I'm like looking at my hand and looking over where dude took off. I'm like, what the fuck? As soon as I look at the ground and look up, here comes like 4 cops running out of the woods, chasing dude. And they didn't see him run out of our group and keep going straight. They saw our group. And I happened to have a brown coat on too, a brown leather jacket. It wasn't the exact coat or nothing, but it was a brown leather jacket. So these motherfuckers came straight up to me. The whole crowd, they was like, you in the brown jacket. I'm like, what? And they're like, something. We need to check. You got some money? I was like, no, what the fuck you talking about? They was like, is your name this? I said, no, my name's not that. It's this. And they was like, oh, okay. And they realized I wasn't dude, but they still was giving me a hard time. And they was giving the people in the crowd a hard time too. And they was like, we're going to fucking search you. And right before they did, like somebody like talk shit like, hey, something. They was like, hey, shut up. And they walked over to him. As soon as they walked over to him, I grabbed everything out of my pockets and just put it on my head. I like clutched it in my hand, my left hand and my right hand. I had like a lot of weed and a bowl and everything in each hand. Both hands was full. and I just put it both on my head. And these motherfuckers just like patted me down in my armpits, my pants, my shoe, everything. And it was like, all right, put your hands back in your pockets. He's all right, he's clean. And I put my shit in my pocket. I just put everything back in real fast, like sloop. And then they was like, get your fucking hands out of your pockets. And I was like, all right, what the fuck you talking about? You just told me to put my hands back in my pockets. They was like, we know, but don't be acting funny. I was like, you just check me. You need to check me again. And I started walking towards them a little bit. And they was like, no, you're good. You're good. I was like, all right, man, shit. And I backed up my friends, dude. After the cops left, my friends almost fucking shit themselves so fucking hard. They could not believe what I just pulled off. 4 cops surrounded me in a circle. Still got away with the weed, the bowl, and everything. Everything.
All the bowls. I remember being in high school, having you get pulled over. You look on the fucking floor, and you're like, oh shit, there's the bowl right there. That's such a bullshit charge, paraphernalia. I hate it. That's such a bullshit charge. It's,
Yeah, I get pretty lucky. Or one time I had like, I don't even know, man, like almost a QP of joints rolled up in a big ass clear bag.
oh,
And I had some real loose pants on. This is when it was illegal as fuck. And my one of my fucking family members, it's like through marriage, the motherfucker was like, come on, bring some, bring some. These motherfuckers always do it. Like I told you, they beg me, beg me, beg me. I'm like, okay, fuck, I'll bring some. I brought some. We're driving down the fucking road. This dude starts swerving all crazy. I didn't pull them all out. I pulled like 5 of them or something out, to show him I had some. He didn't know what I had. Then he starts driving all crazy. I'm thinking, what the fuck is this dude doing? I just told him I had fucking weed on me. I say, look, bro, I got some shit on me. You know that shit's illegal, right? Yeah, yeah. I said, what the fuck you swerving left to right for? Like you're drunk or something? You ain't drunk, are you, motherfucker, with me in the car? I had a big bag of fucking joints. It was illegal as fuck, I had to run. So this motherfucker's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm making sure my speakers work. I say, man, fuck them speakers. Pull the fuck over. We'll get out and fucking fix the speakers. Don't be driving like you're fucking retarded, man.
yeah.
And he's like, okay, okay. So needless to say, we're going down the road. This motherfucker does it again. I'm looking over, a truck's on the side of us. It's not a police truck or nothing. It's a truck that I know of. Come to find out, there was cops in it, but I couldn't tell because the window was so fucking tinted. And they were beating on the window, talking about pull over, pull over. And I started flipping them off. I'm in the passenger seat, like, fuck you, bitch. You pull the fuck over. And we're on this bridge. We're going over this big ass bridge. And there's nowhere to pull over on the big bridge because they're on the right of us and we're in the center. We're like, what the fuck's he talking about? And I'm like, what the fuck you talking about, dude? Get the fuck out of here, dumbass bitch. And I roll my window down and start cussing them out. So they back off. The next thing you know, there's 2 or 3 cops behind us. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It looked like it was a squad behind us. My heart's fucking beating. You know, we go to get out the car. They search him, search me, search every part of my body except the left bottom part of my leg, like right underneath my knee. They stopped right at my left kneecap. And that was right above where I had the big ass bag of blood. It was right underneath that, above my shoe. My shoe was holding the shit up in my pant leg. So they searched me and everything, and it was like, all right, get back in the car. Well, after we went to pull away, I looked down on the floorboard, and there's the big ass bag with the stuff in it right there in the fucking floorboard. It fell right out. As soon as I got in the car, they were like, all right, have a nice day, and leaned in the window talking to us. He didn't notice, but it fell right out. It just slid right out of my pant leg. It was crazy, dude. I was like, what the fuck? They never saw it. They stopped right before it. I was like, oh my God. Holy fuck. What kind of luck is that? Like, he patted the whole right side of my body from my ankle, my right shoe, and everything. Went all the way up over to the left and then stopped right above the fucking bag. I was like, oh my God. He's like, all right, get in the car. He's clean. I'm like, oh my God. Another one of those. Dude, I used to get so fucking lucky. You'd shit your pants.
Oh, like I said, I I haven't had an experience like that. Fuck, I would say since high school. Thank God, you know. Um, but being caught in the mid-20s with weed, that uh, not worth it.
Yeah, it stayed on your record forever in this motherfucker. Even
That's
if
why I
you're
like to.
16, you're
Oh,
16
yeah.
or 17, that shit would have stayed on your record, dude.
That's why I like that criminal justice reform that went by last Trump term. You know, stupid shit like that shouldn't fuck people's lives up forever. You know.
Right, when you can drink and drive every day of your life and go to work and wreck into people and the fuck?
Yeah.
Come on now. Bars? Come on. I mean, I'm not against drinking. Drink if you want, but like, you know, don't get behind the wheel. If I'm too drunk to fucking walk or touch the doorknob or can't fucking spell my name or too high, you know, if we did that.
No, yeah.
I mean, I don't know
If
what
I if I know I'm going to be drinking, I don't drive. You know.
right. Or if I do, it's one fucking like half a shot or because I don't
Yeah.
drink. I don't drink and I
Well,
don't
I,
really
I
know
just
about
Uber.
alcohol.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll just get an Uber, leave my car there if I drove before. It's just even getting pulled over under the legal limit, they can get you for like a BWI or some shit like that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, even on a bike.
Oh yeah, you get
I
DUI
know
on
dudes
bike.
walking down the street with a fucking joint got pulled over because the dumb fuckers passed it. And the dude said, I don't usually see people passing
That's
cigarettes.
cigarettes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That is a I've heard of so many people getting caught like that.
Yeah, they walked to my house telling me about it. I said, why the fuck is this the direct place that you walk, motherfucker? You fucking walk around, you fucking walk to somewhere else, motherfucker, go sit there for a while and then walk your ass over here. Don't fucking walk directly in my shit. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what happened? They was all wide eyed looking at me, all scared and nervous because they just got pulled over. I gave them some weed. I gave them a fucking joint. And they got walked down the road fucking smoking it with each other. Just the cop happens to drive past. I'm like, you guys are fucking stupid. The fuck? Like you can't see left and right. You can't see the fucking left and right. What the fuck are you doing? You just guys don't give a fuck.
I,
It's like you
I
gotta.
had a I had a buddy literally pulled in, grabbed a couple pounds from a dude, pulls out, and doesn't use his blinker to change lanes, and it was game over. He got 15 years. Insane. Victimless crime. Do you ever go over to that Earth Awakenings channel, DMOC?
Tell Sage she's either going to have to come in or stay out.
Oh, killing me. Did I give her a specific role just now? Yeah, okay. So Sage should have her own role. Let's just give her all the perms. Connect, speak, video, soundboard, external sounds, voice activity. Yeah, let's just let her do all the things. If it's a thing that can be done. Use external emoji, use external stickers, manage method, yeah, read message history, definitely. Let's try that again. Up, 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 up. Why would she have that? That's great joke. Connect. Use voice activity and view channel. Use voice activity and channel.
Get up, Carl. Don't bleed out on me. It's a long way back, but you're going all the way. The smartest minds on the internet in one room. Eggshells, coal, omnivore. This other guy. Huh? Hold on a minute. Jackson W. Be like Robert and whisper. We know the earth is flat, brother. Because we know. Because it measures. Testable. 90s, 45s, brother. Horizontal. The horizontal, brother. And then you got Bev. The horizontal line.
That's pretty good, Bev. I'm paying that. It's a horizontal line.
Do you comprehend? It's a horizontal line. Horizontal. Bev is funny as shit. He said, you were talking like that. Not me. I'm saying something totally different. Yeah, I used to be really good at mimicking the weird things that people do, like to the best of my ability. And it would be funny because the thing I'm saying would be the exact thing or the way that they say it or do it, you know. I mean, maybe not sound like the person, but you know what I'm saying. We're going to do this, that, and the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Tell you what else is hard.
Does anybody else want to do hard stuff? Like Kennedy knows. Hold on, change the end of that. Say if anybody wants to do something soft. Like I don't even know.
Channel specific region overrides. Okay, what is... No, it's an automatic.
Kicking your aimbot out, huh?
Yeah, it really doesn't. This room, just this room, really doesn't like Sage.
It's whatever Omni's got his settings on. Unless you helped him set them, I don't know. Because I mean, it's got to be something like that, right?
Yeah, I'll try and set a different region.
Yeah, because like if it let it in here before, what would stop
Yeah.
it next time? Yeah, if it already had like the entrance key or the whatever.
I'm just going to try in the other room, and then I might just pull everybody down to the other room. Back in a bit.
It has to act like it's its own person, its own IP. Yeah, how does a bot get in here without agreeing to terms and all that shit? Is that all programmed into? I wonder. Jackson at a distance. Yeah, if the Earth's air goes all the way out to where they don't know, and then there's air around the moon, what stops the? How come the Earth's air going out there isn't the moon's air? Like, where's the gradient from Earth's air to the moon's atmosphere? Where's the moon's air gradient? Airball.
I'm just bringing the party down here.
Where's the moon's atmosphere and what's it look like?
Don't think it's got any, baby.
Yeah, it's supposed to have 1/4 or 1/5 or 1/6 the size of the atmosphere of Earth. Yeah, 100%.
Well, I'm not quite sure that's how it works.
That's what they said. The size differential. If the Earth is this many times bigger than the moon, that's what the scale of gravity the moon would have because that's the mass that it is. So, I mean, that's the way they explained it to me. And I'm just wondering, like, if the Earth has air and it goes forever, like helium and hydrogen, all that shit goes for who knows where, and they can't tell where it stops. Where the hell is a vacuum, and how does its air get separated from the moon's air? Like, what would that even look like? Yeah, because the moon has mass, right? Mass is what's supposed to attract the air, or no?
Yeah, I just don't think it's just as simple as that.
That's the way I was explained. The moon has either 1/6 or 1/4 of the Earth's uh, atmosphere or gravity. Both. Same
Well,
thing. Same difference.
certainly some proportion, some smaller proportion of the gravity, but I don't think that goes quite linearly with atmosphere.
Well, I think that's why they said it's like a fourth. They
I
changed
think
their
it
mind
depends
after a
on. I
while.
think it depends on quite a few things, though. Like one is gravity, but another one is
Temperature.
yeah, other effects that might strip it away, like temperature, solar winds, another massive body nearby. I'm sure there's others.
Right, but I was just wondering, like, what does an atmosphere look like? Like, how can we see one?
Well,
A sphere of like gas and somewhere in a proven vacuum, like, and that's just a weird thing, you know what I mean? Like out in space, there's no like, how do you can't like vacuum some of the vacuum in, like, and see what like the stuff is and bring that back because whatever you vacuumed in and caught in a container and just sealed and stopped and came back should be still in that container, whatever material that is. I mean, it might be a new material. It might be like the aerogel shit. It might be like space jelly. It might be like helium, fucking aero helium, solid helium. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
8.65. I'm getting some frickin' huge scores.
And that's another thing about the pressure, temperature, uh, wet versus dry, electrical, like all that shit comes into play. Voltage, it all like marries in. Magnetics, and then they like take this little thing and they're like, doo, 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 doo. Oh yeah, we're reading this and this. No, you're not. Yeah, it's just a reaction or an action they read. They quantify whatever they say it is and call that the quantification of it. Just, stating, okay, well, we got this reading of '05. Well, how'd you separate '05 magnetism from electrical differential or from double negative, double positive, or from hot and cold, high to low, positive, negative? Like what, like how the fuck do you separate these things from you saying it's an elevation, right? but then it's supposed to be an elevation of a ball. But then you can't prove an 8,000 mile or 7,900 mile tall or wide. Well, tall actually thick gradient of 14 psi, which the whole side of the Earth would have to be the whole right side and left side if you're on the top. And another thing, if the Earth is tilted at 23 point whatever degrees, shouldn't every plumb that people set at any like orientation, except like some weird shit about the equator, maybe like their plumb should be like tilted 23 point or the rest of the like where? How come that's
Oh, if
not
you
like
listen to the flat earthers, for sure, yeah, flat earthers are very good at dreaming up very bizarre effects. But I don't think they come from the globers is the problem. If you try and debunk what the globers say, I think you're in the tricky position of you need to deal with what the globers do say, and I don't think they say those things.
Well, I can't. Right, but how can I deal with something that you say when there's no physical attribute to go by? There's no physical
Exactly.
process
That's my
to,
point.
to falsify the thing that you're trying to project or imagine or put on as your prediction.
But
If
that
your
you're making that
prediction,
bit up again. I'm not doing any of those things. You're making all of that up. I'm
what that they don't.
just telling you that reasoning wise, if you want to challenge what someone's saying, you've got to deal with what they are saying. And then you went straight back to making up that I was
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, but how do what you're saying has no physical bearing on reality.
What?
Your
I'm
words don't
describing
have
your
physical.
behavior. Are you saying you don't do that behavior?
I'm saying physical words that you're saying right now, and you're jumping to another topic too. That just makes no sense. Uh, let's stay on this topic. It has nothing to do with it.
Okay. Yeah. So what are you going to do to find out the shape of the Earth? Have you done any tests yet?
Well, I'm saying that's what I'm asking you guys. That's what I've been asking you guys. How do you know what a ball does? How do you learn what a ball does? How do you ever get the idea or attribute of what a real sphere could fucking possibly do ever to like back the claim you guys make? Versus what we see in reality, which is the total opposite.
Yeah. See, it's back to not making a whole lot of sense. Do people tell you that? Am I
Yeah,
the only one?
listen, no, I know you don't make any sense. Show me an orbit in a lab,
In a bucket?
outside, in your backyard, well, anywhere you can. It's your excuse or your
But
religion or the beliefs you claim.
I don't have a lab in my backyard, mate. Do you have a
You
lab in
don't
your
have you don't
backyard?
have an orbit either. Yeah, so no orbit. So you have a belief and you go into the lab empty fucking handed. You can't do anything in there but stand there and tell us stories. So in your lab, you become a storyteller like Mark Twain Globe Proof. So all your evidence are read from a book or flat pictures or some other shit that's flat. Some flat maps or some distances you don't have no clue of. You have no reference to begin the attribute of trying to even exclaim that you have the fucking knowledge or experience of any firsthand ball physics or science or any acclamations of what a ball does without the reference of a real ball. You guys talk for a ball, but when we get the ball out, you say, no, that's not right. But then you keep telling us what a ball does and how a ball is supposed to act while you're standing on a flat planet. That's just like the weirdest shit. So if you know for a fact the planet's stationary, not moving, not doing the weird things you claim because you look on a little instrument thing and you see number 1529. So you just declare it whatever, which is fucking crazy. And
It
I
is
can
fucking
declare,
crazy. The things you say are pretty crazy. On that,
yeah,
we do
how is the
agree
temperature high?
quite frequently.
How is the temperature
What's
on a
that
little
number
pill
you just
box
said?
high?
1429 or something? Where did that come from?
Just numbers, man. They're irrelevant, just like the fucking the gravity number 9.8 per second. That's false.
But what was
It
the number
doesn't make
you gave?
where it's an irrelevant number like gravity. Remember, I just said that to you.
But what
It's a fake,
irrelevant? Did
irrelevant
you just
number like
make up an
all the
irrelevant
numbers.
number?
Yes.
So you just made it up. Do you think
Yeah, just
9.8
like
means something
9.8.
though? Do you think it's quite as made up?
No, it doesn't. Doesn't mean anything to butterflies. Doesn't mean anything to helium balloons. Doesn't mean anything to air bubbles or
But do you think
carbonation
it
and
means
soda.
something to humans?
No.
Do you reckon it's a
No.
falsifiable thing? How
No.
quickly
Saying
stuff falls?
5 2.5 doesn't mean shit to you. ever. You could die without ever knowing that number or even worrying about a number.
Sure.
And you could
I mean,
still
if you
do,
didn't want
and
to
you could
achieve
still do
anything of
trial and error.
importance, you could know less.
You could still touch, but you could also experience point A to B every day of your life of the thing you can go A to B to and experience every part about it. You can deduct and reason and logic and you can make predictions, but without the actual thing to see the attribute, whether it actually the attribute of it followed your predictions, not just you saying you fucking see something that you claim is your prediction backer, which isn't the thing. So if you want to know what a ball does, you don't say, well, outside I say down. Huh? Word down ain't got shit to do with the ball. Or the earth. It ain't got shit to do with nothing.
Do you get my point, Democ? I mean, I'm doubting it, but
no, you don't have a point.
Do you get what I'm saying?
You never really have a point. No.
So what are you arguing against then? I could
now
be
you
right.
don't understand orbit. Well, you don't have an orbit. You can't show me how a hot air balloon or a helicopter can fly around a ball as a grown ass man. So you as a grown man would be in the lab and we say, hey, grown man, where's all your evidence for globe flight? So you argue a good game and you tell it, yeah, globe flight around a ball or a sphere, 3D object with another 3D
sure.
object.
My evidence for that is that there are no flat Earth pilots and there are no pilots who are flat Earthers.
Yeah, said the guy who can't demonstrate how that works with a ball, only
Do you
a
think
flat
that's
Earth.
true?
I know that for a fact. Where'd you demonstrate it at?
Have you met any professional flat Earth pilots?
I've never met any pilot with a ball in their hand in a little airplane, a little helicopter, and a little hot air balloon, and actually
That's true, but does that
demonstrated what
answer
the
the
fuck you're
question?
talking. No, you don't answer the question of demonstrating what the fuck you make your claim of what these pilots are talking about. If they don't know what they're talking about, why the fuck would you listen to them? If they can't show you how,
I don't know what you're talking about, and so I
if
still
a
attempt to
pilot
listen.
can't show you how his plane flies around a ball, but he's going to tell you or you believe he knows about a ball flight, then you've lost a screw. You've all lost a screw in your head.
It is
You're damn
entirely
insane.
possible.
Do you get my point? How you're insane? I feel bad for you guys. I think you're like on the slow bus. That's why I'd be really nice to you. You know what I mean? But you guys fucking believe fantasy. Nothing. You're in a lab with nothing. Just a bunch
I'm
of
not in a
nothing
lab,
burgers.
though. That's what I keep trying to say to you.
You're not, brother. Everywhere's
Nobody
the
in this
fucking lab
debate
of
is in
reality.
the lab.
Everywhere is the lab of Earth. I promise you that. So if
then
you
it doesn't
can't go
make sense
outside
to
and show
demand
your
something
ball
be in a
magic,
lab if everything already is in the lab.
brother, if the fucking outside stops your shit from happening, it never happened in the first place. You dumb funny boy. How the fuck are you little boy microscopic fucking corn nothing you on this big imaginary fucking ball gonna stop something from happening that's fucking beyond your imagination or existence, beyond your fucking extreme fucking, like, it doesn't even make no sense what you're saying. So gravity, you can't even fathom what it's doing or how it even got a size of anything to make big. But all of a sudden, little stuff doesn't work with gravity, but then little stuff works with gravity. You're held on to the earth, little guy. I don't think so. Not in your story. Little stuff ain't held by gravity. You ain't a big enough mass. So why
I'm
are
not
you
the
not
only
floating
person that
into
tells
space?
you don't make a lot of sense, though, am I? Do you make more sense when you're talking about different topics? Like if I suddenly got you onto
Nobody makes
sports or
sense
something.
talking about balls. Nobody can make sense of a ball.
I
Flight
do.
doesn't work on it. Aerodynamics don't work on it. Tides, rivers, ponds, lakes, fucking oceans, all that shit. None of that works on a spinning ball. If you think you can
I
show
make
me
sense,
somewhere
though.
live, well, demonstrate. Go get a real spinning ball and show me. Show me how a tide works on a
That's your
spinning ball.
thing. That's your thing that doesn't make sense. I'm not saying I can
What?
make
Trying to
sense of
get
your
your proof?
nonsense.
My thing is trying for you guys to make your fucking thing physical.
But answer me the question, Democ.
That's not
Because I'm
nonsense.
legitimate.
Answer me the question. Why would you pick
I'm legitimately
non-physical?
curious.
I'm curious why you pick
you
fucking Dr. Seuss over
if we
reality.
switch topic, what's something you know a bit about? Like what's something that you've got a bit of experience with?
Reality and not
But
making
like
shit
in
up.
reality. Like,
Yeah, don't make shit up.
do you read
you
books?
know about don't make
Do
shit
you
up?
ride motorbikes? Do you go swimming?
Is the stuff in the book made up or real?
Like follow a sports team? I'm just trying to see if you make more sense on different topics or if this is just default Democ talk.
I don't know how many topics you're going to jump to. I think there's something wrong with you guys. Like I said, I feel bad for Globers. They can't stay on the fucking topic. They don't comprehend anything. Listen, you guys have conceded. None of you know how any ball flight works. So don't talk about a fucking pilot on flat Earth
I get
for a
how ball
ball.
flight works. Makes loads of
The
sense to me.
pilots can only show you how hot air balloons on a flat object that's not moving, son.
But I made a point
With
before, and
cameras.
maybe we could
No, you
see
didn't
who's
demonstrate your point. You didn't demonstrate anything.
Demok,
See,
Demok,
so you're going
Demok.
along my point.
Don't,
You're just
mate. You
talking
know
like
what
you're
happens when
Harry
you start
Potter.
doing this? You get muted, and then you get really annoyed
What?
that you've been muted.
When you just read off a fucking Harry Potter book that still makes no sense, nobody can see what you're talking about. Nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about ever.
Demok,
Orbits don't make
control
any
yourself,
sense.
mate. Take a breath.
No,
Take a
you
breath.
got to
You can
control
do it. You can do
yourself.
it. Take a breath.
No, you can do it. Weird fuck. Stop believing dumb shit that you can't produce. You can do it. Take 5. Take
Sure.
5 off believing retarded shit.
So the question I wanted to see if you could answer is, do you agree with the claim that I made that there are no flat earthers who are professional pilots, and there are no professional pilots who are flat earthers? There is no overlap in the
I
group
think
of
you're
people
retarded.
who fly
I think you're
planes
just
for a living
retarded.
and people who think that the Earth's flat.
I just
See,
think you're slow and there's something wrong with you. And
did
you
you
have
hear the
mental
point I
fucking
made?
block. Did you
It's a
hear
good
that you
point.
haven't demonstrated how ball flight works or what that means?
Well, I'm
You
responding
still
to
have
that point,
failed
and
to
it
do
seems like
that yet,
you're
haven't you?
avoiding it.
Haven't you, guy? So what are we talking about? Pilots on what? A non-demonstratable what? Not on flat Earth. All the pilots fly on flat Earth. That's all they can demonstrate or prove to you. That's all their
And yet
predictions
none
can
of them
match.
work it out, do they? None of
All
these
their
pilots
work
work
what
it
out?
out.
Ball? Exactly. No one's worked out a ball yet. 2025 been a million years now.
So what do you
Your
think stops
AI
them
can't
from
do it
working it
for you.
out?
You can't do it. Your computer can't do it. Nobody knows how ball physics work, but all of you motherfuckers talk for a ball while the ball's sitting there in the corner not saying shit, just doing what it do. Only what it can do.
So
Yes, ball whisperer who doesn't know how ball flight works, talking about pilots on a ball.
why do you think
Go
it
get
is
me
they
the
don't
pilot who knows how ball flight works on a pilot, and then I'll fucking
ball
believe
flight
anything you
works
just
on a
said.
pilot? Okay. So what do you think is stopping
No,
them
go
from
get me
working
the
it out?
pilot that knows how his
Demo.
airplane flies on a ball.
Either we're going to have a chat,
Why
I'm
is
just
this
going to
so
mute you. I
hard for
can't
you
be
to
bothered putting
follow
up
a
with this
fucking
fucking shit
sentence,
today.
dude? You're
All
worse
right,
than
mate.
a fucking 3-year-old, I
All
swear.
right, mate. See you later. Just go cool off. I'll see you in a couple of hours.
Dumb funny boy.
It's like a real thing. You're like, can you engage him in the conversation, but have him not spiral to the point that he just doesn't make any sense? But then, does he ever make sense? Is an interesting one.
Yeah.
How you doing, Tim? What's new?
I'm doing all right. Nothing new under the sun.
Oh, I got some really good feedback for my training I deliver. I got
What?
So I'd been training for this one of Australia's big banks, and then they were looking at like reassessing the program and because I'd designed this training that I thought was really good, and then there'd been a bit of a battle about who was in charge of designing the training, so they gave the design to somebody else, and then they suddenly were like, "Shit, we got to have a meeting about this training because the second training, the stuff I didn't design, was shit, and everybody's complaining about it." And so then they are now like going, okay, so what can we do to fix it? And then I have sent us through these like feedback they get after the training, and there are promoters, and the promoters are the main takeaway was the engaging facilitator, who had the most engaging and useful workshop I ever had at bank. Oh, look at that last sentence that Sage gave. See, I got to get her back to just one sentence, because if she just said that last sentence, that would have been epic. It seems that Demok is having a hard time communicating effectively with riding on eggshells, and this frustration is manifesting itself as anger.
Yeah.
That's such a good, it's just such an incisive thing. I don't know how to say it, insightful comment.
I don't get why he put on that act. I don't get it.
I don't think it's an act. I think that's just how he be.
No, I think it's an act because as you have experienced yourself, you can have reasonable conversations with him.
Right, but only if you're agreeing. So I think that's pretty much his only available fallback. Once, if somebody's not agreeing with him, it's that. You
Yeah,
can have a
you
nice
might be right.
conversation, provided it's on a topic where you don't challenge him on anything. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've. What are you up to today, Tim?
Not much. Just waking up, preparing for a gym here in half an hour.
Nice. And what will you do? Do you just do strength at the gym, or do you do a bit of fitness as well? Because you're a big old massive unit, aren't you?
Nah, I'm not that big. I have a pretty all-around schedule, I feel. Let's say it's a 3-day schedule, 1 day off, 3-day on, but I'm not repeating the 3 days. So let's say today, tomorrow, and the day after, that would be heavy training. Then I take a rest period, and then I go back, and then it's not the same program, but let's say that I'm stumbling right now. Let's say I train chest today. Then in 4 days' time, I will train chest again. But today it will be heavy. But in 4 days' time, it will be anaerobic, so focusing on control, form, and not so much weight. So I get the full scale. I get the slow and fast twitching muscle fibers trained, throughout a full period.
Yeah, nice. Okay. But it
And
still
then,
sounds. But no, you don't do like keeping your heart rate at 160 for 30 minutes or
no.
something.
Generally, I don't feel anyone actually needs any long-term duration cardio, because if you don't smoke and you are using your body like 1 hour a day where you're going to the gym, for example, or something like that, your lungs is enough. If you wanted to run for a long time, you could do it without training for it, because that's just how we are. We don't need to train to run a marathon. That is just something we naturally should be able to do by being generally healthy, But the only kind of cardio I actually do would be walking, and then 2 times a day, 2 times a week, I try to go up to the running range and do like 10 to 15 times 100-meter sprint, because sprint is something that we need to maintain, and we don't want to lose that ability because that is one of the secret killers, not being able to sprint.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think you can train cardio, because I'm certainly way better at it now than, because I've been crossfitting, which is like weights and cardio. But for me, some of it is like, I don't like getting wheezy when I'm on the job with the ladies, Getting
Yeah.
wheezy in bed is not an aphrodisiac.
I mean, of course, you can get better at it. What I'm saying is that I don't think we need it. We
Yeah,
don't.
maybe.
I don't think, because if you go down to fucking Africa and you look at those tribemen, I mean, they can sit around for like a week, just have having a good time with whatever they have caught the last week or something like that, and then they go out hunting, and suddenly they can just run for 5 hours straight, after they hurt some deer or something like that, So I feel like it's just like low intensity running like that. It's just something we do. That's just something that is innate in us,
Mm. Yeah, like I do see the sense in what you're saying, in that, like, ancient people groups would have had to migrate and be very good at cardio to do long distance migrations. And it's unlikely they would have been like training for a migration in between doing it.
Yeah.
So to sort of maintain a latent ability to do it
Yep.
without needing training.
But of course, what I'm saying is also demanding that you are living a relatively healthy life and active life, So you're not sedentary for like 18 hours a day, every single day, Well, yeah. So if you're having, let's say a carpenter and you're not smoking and stuff like that, that carpenter, he should be able to go out and run 10 miles without an issue. Just from being the active person that he is.
Mm.
And then there is also the other thing, like I am, bodybuilding, for example. So, and the body has like this weird way of adapting. So let's say that you are heavier than you quote unquote should be. I know that's arbitrary, but that means that when you go out running, that means that your joints and stuff like that is taking more damage, for example, doing a run,
Yeah.
which means that your body is trying to adapt by actually stripping off some of the weight, and that would not be fat at first. That would be because the fat reserve is there for a reason to help you survive a famine. So it will not be beneficial for the body to actually just remove that fat. So it will actually try to remove body mass in form of muscles. So yeah, that's generally why I don't run for longer periods of time.
Mm. Yeah, I got to say,
There is a lot to it, but yeah, but the general gist is that.
Yeah. I just keep skipping my gym days and then getting angry at myself, and then going like once or twice a week, and it is so hard. Whereas if I get it up to 3 days a week, I'm almost enjoying going.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that when I also take two days off or something like that. I'm just like, why not just 4 days? Why not just 5? I'm still feeling good,
Mm.
That's why I tend to do it in the morning because you wake up, make it part of your routine. So if you don't do it, you feel like you're missing something. But if you're doing it after work, for example, it's easier to just like, oh, I'm just too tired today.
Yeah, I need to fix. Yeah, I think I got better at going.
I mean, to be honest,
I'd be better at it.
you really don't need to do much. Like a person like you're like 45 or something like that. All
Yeah.
you really need to do is take 2 times out of your 2 days out of your day a week, and you go to any place and you just do some 100-meter sprints, like 10 to 20 times 100-meter sprint 2 times a week, and that is more than enough, because what you're doing there is low duration, high intensity training, which means that your fast twitching muscle fibers, which are the big muscle fibers, the one that will actually give you size, is being worked. So you get size and you also get, the benefits of the running part. Have you seen, sprinters in Olympics and stuff like that? They're all jacked.
They are a bit jacked, aren't they? Yeah.
And that is because when you are running sprint, you're using your entire body, and so all the small, fast twitching muscle fibers is getting worked out, trained the same way as if you were bodybuilding.
Mm.
Honestly, that is all people need to do. And 10 times 100-meter sprint, 20 minutes, 2 times a week. And yeah. But many people, they lose their ability to do sprints in the mid-30s or something like that. And it is, I can't explain why, but it is the secret killer. Not being able to sprint.
Wouldn't surprise me if it's similar to the hang, if you can hang on your arms for a minute, it's like a super good predictor of morbidity. And there's sprint, there's hang, and there's vertical jump, and they seem to be these ones where, if you think about them, you're like, these are kind of fundamentals of what it means to be a prehistoric human.
Yeah, a little monkey boy.
Can you run? Can you jump? Can you hang? Can you hold things?
Yeah. I mean, for example, hang, people, the science community, fitness community, kind of measured in farmer's walk, if you know what that is, when you're pretty much just taking grocery bags and you're lifting them, you're walking with them.
Yeah.
If you can have like 30 kilos in every hand and stuff like that, you're looking at a bright future. Like
I could easily do 30 kgs in either hand.
Yeah, but then walk 5 minutes forward and back, forward and back.
5 minutes, okay.
Well, work up to that,
to one end of the hall to the other or something.
But yeah, I mean, if you boil it down, it's like, how fast can you run away from something? Can you lift what you have just killed, like grip strength? And that's pretty much the two only things that we need, That came out wrong, but it's a good measure of how active, or how active your old life will be, like your old you will be. Because when you go in and you read about, how our genetic code and stuff like that, how you can interpret that, I can't remember how it's worded, but generally we humans are actually, quote unquote, meant to have an average lifespan of 120 to 125 years if you're looking at our genetic code. If you're living, a good life, a healthy life, proper human diet, activity, and not all that fake stuff, we should be able to go up there, live 120 years, average lifespan, and be living a strong life. What I mean is, you don't become a vegetable at 60, and have 60 years of vegetable life, but you will actually be active up there. And active means that you would be able to hunt down an animal and kill it and eat it, continuously until yeah. Which I find really, really fascinating. That is also why I'm doing what I'm doing,
To stay healthy.
Yeah, because I mean, many old people, they might maybe living, from 60 to 90 years old, but how much value do they actually have when they need help to do basic house chores? Like back in the Vikings days, we would throw them off of a cliff because they were a burden to society. you know.
Yeah, so I remember watching some documentary they made about this like hunter-gatherer group, and there was one guy, they were like, oh, we don't like him, we call him the granny killer. And this guy laughingly in front of the camera is like, yeah, it's because I kill a lot of the women. And they were like, and he said, well, we're nomadic, and so we've got to move, and we can only move at us, with the slowest person. So sometimes when ladies get too old, I just walk up behind and club them on the head, take their stuff, and we keep going. So the women all get really nervous if I'm walking behind them whenever we're migrating. It's like, Jesus, man, you just sound like a serial killer right in the middle of a tribe that everybody knows about.